Think about the young people, the future, and individually, collectively do the best we can to try and turn this thing around. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Fall forward. This is what I mean. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward.
You would be showing a lack of confidence and an underestimation of your skills. It's possible that you picked up this behavior over time without even realizing it. You may have underestimated yourself from a young age. You reinforce the idea that you and your opinions aren't good enough and that you're not capable enough every time you succumb to self-deception. Every one of us has accomplished something. All of us were successful in landing our first jobs. Yes, we were up against other people. I'm certain that something you said or did helped to change things. Can you remember your very first sale if you work in sales? Or even better, the strategic suggestions you came up with to meet the client for the first time? These encounters can serve as reinforcement for your belief in your greatness. With the right steps and the right power, anyone can accomplish anything. Never undervalue the value that your vision, ideas, and ideals may offer. We must move from our minds to our hearts. Your passion will be to assist others. Avoid comparing yourself to others because each of us is unique in our qualities and talents. So it is unwise to compare ourselves to others. Recognize that failures will inevitably happen since everyone who has ever succeeded did so after experiencing some failure. Failure offers us valuable lessons, aids in making wiser decisions in the future, and inspires us to take risks. Until you are pushed, you don't know what you're capable of. In other words, if you think you underestimate yourself, it's because you lack the bravery to make mistakes in life and take criticism from others. Even before you've lost a single game of life, you've already given up if you don't try to get what you deserve in it.
Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks, and I'm sure you've probably heard that before. But I want to talk to you about why that's so important. I got 3 reasons, and you can pick up your iPhones. First, you will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There's no doubt about it. And I know that's probably not a traditional message for a graduation ceremony, but hey, I'm telling you, embrace it because it's inevitable and I should know. In the acting business, you fail all the time. Early on in my career, I auditioned for a part in a Broadway musical. Perfect role for me, I thought, except for the fact that I can't sing. I'm in the wings, I'm about to go on stage, but the guy in front of me, he's singing like Pavarotti. He's just, and he's just going on and on and on. And I'm just shrinking, I'm getting smaller and smaller. So they say, oh, thank you very much, and you'll be hearing from us. So I come out with my little sheet music, and it was Just My Imagination by The Temptations. That's what I came up with. So I hand it to the accompanist, and she looks at it and looks at me and looks out at the director and was like, so I assumed I didn't get the job. But the next part of the audition, he called me back. The next part of the audition is the acting part of the audition. So I'm like, hey, okay, maybe I can't sing, but I know I can act. So they pair me with this guy, and again, I didn't know about musical theater. And musical theater is big, so they can reach everyone all the way in the back of the stadium. And I'm more from a realistic, naturalistic kind of acting where you actually talk to the person next to you. So I don't know what my line was. My line was, well, hand me the cup. And his line was, well, I will hand you the cup, my dear. The cup will be there to be handed to you. Should I give you the cup back? Oh, yes, you should give it back to me because you know that is my cup and it should be given back to me. I didn't get the job. Just this past March, I was flunking out of college. I had a 1.7 grade point average. I hope none of you can relate. I had a 1.7 grade point average. I was sitting in my mother's beauty shop. They still call it beauty shops now? What they call it now? Yeah, I'll sit in the beauty parlor. I was sitting in my mother's beauty parlor, and I'm looking in the mirror, and I see behind me this woman under the dryer. And every time I looked up, she was looking at me, just looking me in the eye. I didn't know who she was, and I said, she said, somebody give me a pen. Give me a pencil. I have a prophecy. March 27, 1975. She said, boy, you are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people. Now, mind you, I flunked out of college. I'm thinking about joining the Army. I didn't know what I was going to do, and she's telling me I'm going to travel the world and speak to millions of people. Well, I have traveled the world, and I have spoke to millions of people. But that's not the most important thing, the success that I had. The most important thing is that what she taught me and what she told me that day has stayed with me since. I've been protected, I've been directed, I've been corrected. I've kept God in my life and it's kept me humble. I didn't always stick with him, but he always stuck with me.